بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من قولي. We begin in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most gracious, the most merciful. And we begin in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in all affairs of life, in every action that we do. We send peace and salutations upon His noble messenger Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I bear witness and I testify that there is none worthy of worship but Allah. And I bear witness and I testify that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is His final messenger. We are gathered here today, united as a community from this ummah, for no other reason, for no other objective, for no other purpose than to speak out against tyranny, to speak out against oppression, to speak out against injustice, to be the voice of those who are in need, to be the voice of those innocent civilians, to be the voice of the Rohingya Muslims who are being persecuted and they suffer at the hands of those extreme left-wing Buddhists and the unjust military invasions at the hands of the Burmese government. We stand here united as one to peacefully demonstrate, to let the Australian public know, to raise awareness, along with the international community and the media, to bring a message to stop the sustained violence and oppression against the Muslims in Burma, in particular the Rohingya Muslims. We want to move the minds and hearts of the international community who have been silent on this matter for so long. We want to raise our voice today, loud and clear. We want change. We need to create change. Enough is enough. How long will this continue? How long will the innocent civilians, men, women, children, suffer from oppression? How long will the killings and genocide continue? Why isn't the international community doing anything? Where are the leaders of the international community? Where are the influentials and the movers and shakers of society? Why aren't they speaking out? Why are we all silent? When will this end? On the 9th of October 2016, we saw once again extrajudicial killings, massacre and genocide of innocent Rohingya Muslims. Under the pretext of looking for attackers, under the pretext of national security, the Myanmar military and the police forces have been indiscriminately killing and murdering our innocent brothers and sisters in Arakan. They burnt our homes. They raped our women, they killed our family, and left thousands displaced as refugees. More than 150 Rohingyans were murdered, including old men, women and children. According to a UNHCR report, an estimated 21 villages in Mongol township of Arakan were burnt down mercilessly. More than 10,000 people are now displaced, and more than 80,000 are in need of aid. What is worse is that due to restrictive laws that are in place on the Rohingya Muslims, humanitarian aid such as food, medicine, basic necessities that every one of us has access, we should have access and right to, are denied from entering the region. The attacks against the Rohingyans, I just want to go through today briefly the history, right? The history and the importance of this matter, and really to give a loud message. You know, the attacks of the Rohingyans are not a new phenomenon. It has been happening for decades. According to the UN, the Rohingya Muslims are one of the most persecuted minorities, one of the most persecuted communities in the world. They've suffered relentless oppression and persecution at the hands of the Burmese military junta. The government imposed upon them curfew and blockades. They are not allowed to travel within their own country. They have restrictions with regards to birth and growth of population. The Muslims face Islamophobia by extreme Buddhists and the preachers on a daily basis. If you're a Muslim, including the Rohingya Muslims in Burma, you are not allowed to work in government offices. The worst is that, our children must remove the Islamic names and Islamic identities in order to enter public education in public schools. They are denied, the Rohingya Muslims are denied citizenship from their own home country, despite the fact that they've been in the region for centuries, way before British colonialism. The ex-president of Burma, Thein Sein, when he met the UN representatives a while back, while discussing for a solution and way forward for the Rohingyans in Burma, he stated, and I quote, "It is not possible to accept Rohingya who entered the country illegally and they are not our race. They should be gathered in refugee camps and expelled from the country." So this is the solution that the ex-president of Burma has raised. These are facts that we all know. We all know this. But today I want to go a little bit deeper to understand the issue, because really, to understand any political issue, we cannot segregate, we cannot isolate, any event from its history and context and the reality. So today I want to look into the issue from a historical point of view as to why, and also ideological point of view as to why and how this is happening, right? Why the attacks on the Muslims are happening and the agenda. First and foremost, the issues with the Rohingya Muslims and Muslims in Burma is connected to Burma's history and colonial invasion by the British in the 19th century. They came into our land forcefully with the military might, divided the people, implemented their political, their social, their judicial, their economic system, and they only decolonized once they had ensured that their puppets were in place in Burma, right, who will do the dirty work for them. And this has been continuing, and this is an issue that's been going on for so long, right? We know the politics between the US, between America, between the British, right, fighting in the lands, in Burmese land, and also in other Muslim lands. Third, they drew borders, right, which did not exist in the past, right? They drew these imaginary borders, and now we all accept these borders. Why? Because they drew them. And really, it is because of these, and while they drew these borders, they did not recognize the ethnic people on the ground, right? They divided the ethnic people on the ground, and we saw this in the Arab world, we saw this in Kashmir, in India, in Pakistan, right, where similar issues are occurring. Thirdly, the Burmese government, the military junta, they tried to recreate and reinvent history. They added and removed much of the Rohingyan history for their own political and ideological agenda. So the public is brainwashed into thinking and accepting that the Rohingyas never existed, that they are illegal immigrants, migrated from Bangladesh and so forth. My brothers and sisters in Islam, do not be deceived by the plans and plots of the Burmese government. Know your history and know your history well, because you have a rich, strong history that is connected, which comprises of great success and great achievements. The Muslims in Burma were once intellectual leaders of Burma at one point in time. Islam entered Burma during the 8th century by Arab merchants and tradesmen who traded with the local Rohingyans that resided there, with the natives in the Arakan province of Burma. Islam was introduced to the natives, and the Rohingyans accepted this new religion of Islam, and Islam spread to such an extent that it was Islam that ruled the province of Arakan from 1430 up until 1784. For 3 centuries, Muslims led this region to such an extent that the pagan emperors in Burma at the time, they would seek help and assistance from the Muslims to aid in the governmental affairs, in the political affairs. So Muslims, they will employ Muslim workers to help them. Did you know all this had occurred? Did you know your own history, my brothers and my sisters? These were your great-grandfathers. You are the sons and daughters of these great people. So don't let them steal your rich history and heritage. No, what's occurring in Burma is not only restricted to Rohingya Muslims. Although we see that the Rohingya Muslims are the ones who suffer the most, right? But it's also targeted to the Muslim community as a whole in Burma. We saw that tax outside the province of Arakan, in Mandalay, in Metila, even in Yangon, right, in the ex-capital city, right, which demonstrates that it is not only targeted to the Rohingya Muslims, it's targeted to Muslims in general. So every Muslim of Burma is potentially a target. So what the message I want everyone to go home with today, right? And this is an Islamic message, and we are all Muslim, and we share the same God, we share the same prophets, we share the same Qibla, we share the same Quran, we share the same purpose, we share the same objective, we share the same vision. We are one body, as the Prophet ﷺ mentioned in the Hadith. If an organ of the body is hurt, then the entire body is feeling pain. And an organ is being hurt. We are one ummah. An organ is being hurt in Burma. Our brothers and sisters are being hurt. So let's not put our head in the sand as if nothing is happening in international affairs. Yes, we are residing in Australia, but we are still connected to our home roots. We are still connected. Because whoever says La ilaha illallah, whoever says that is our Muslim brothers and sisters. Also, I want to send a strong message to the Australian public. We sincerely ask you guys to take into consideration what's occurring in Burma, regardless of any differences. When a human being is drowning, it is an obligation, it is a duty, regardless of any religion, race or gender or anything, regardless. If a human being is drowning, it is your responsibility, if you witness that event, to save his or her life. And we push the Australian government and the Australian community and the international community and the entire world and the rest of humanity to at least have some sense of humanity. Where are our humanitarian values? The Rohingyans are denied any source of international and humanitarian aid. We ask you guys to put pressure on the Burmese government to lift restrictions and allow access for humanitarian aid and pathway for the Rohingyans in Burma. Finally, and this is a message to Burma, this is a message to the Rohingyans in Burma. And inshallah, I pray that this message reaches them. You are the real heroes of this ummah. You remain strong, despite the harsh and severe restrictions that are laid upon you. You will not compromise, despite the severe torturing and oppression and injustice. You remain steadfast, despite the murder and killing that's occurring. You are our role models and you are our heroes. We salute you all the way from Australia. Assalamu alaikum. Today, we are very sorry that we failed to help you. We are sorry that we couldn't be there for you. We are sorry for being so helpless. But please accept at least these efforts of ours. We stand here today to speak only for you. We stand here today to be your voice to those Muslims in Burma, to the Rohingyans in Burma. Know that our dua and prayers are always with you. Be patient, O Muslims of Burma. The Islamic revival of the Ummah has begun. You will soon see the flags of Islam raised up high and strong. And we will rescue you from tyranny and oppression. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala preserve you and accept your deeds. قولوا قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم.